Good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Quick live video again. I hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, leave a comment and I'll shout on the phone. So anyway, another random video, like I said, about binge eating and how you chose this addiction. Ooh, ouch. Stop it, Mel. Don't say that. That's mean. So anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video this morning is because I've got a busy day. So I thought I would just let you in on another random thought that came to my mind as I was running. And something that I've learned through my personal experience of over 22 years of back-to-back addictions, and along them was eating as well. And I cannot remember having a normal, healthy mindset to food, like since I was young. Obviously now I'm like recovered for over 10 years now with no relapse, but when I was suffering during those over 2 decades, I did not have a clue about what it took to eat normally. And something that I've also learned from working with hundreds of clients and me saying this time and time again, it is not about the food. And the reason why it's not about the food is this just going back to that, the reason why it's not about the food is because I was working with like a client the other night, and I helped her stop smoking in one session. It literally, we had the breakthrough within the first 15 minutes. The aha moment, which I call is the alignment of the self, the true you, the authentic self, the one that you were born with, who wants to live happy and healthy and just wants to live a fulfilling life. And then the learnt self. The learnt self is the learnt self that copes with life challenges. If you've not been guided very well from your carers, you find things to help you with these life challenges. So there's this battle between the authentic self and the learnt self, and this is where all our problems then come to birth. I don't know what that came in my mind. So anyway, why do I think that we choose our addictions? Because it's not so much choosing, it's just that it could have been anything. For one reason or another, sometime in your life, that you have chosen food. But the reality is, it could have been anything. It could have been smoking, it could have been alcohol, it could have been OCD, over cleaning, it could be relationships, back-to-back relationships, it could have been thrill seeking. You just want to like scare yourself all the time and do like all these sports. It could have been exercise. Doing exercise, it could have been, I don't know, there's a million other things that you could have chosen, and binge eating and food and junk food, processed foods is just one of them. And the reason that I say this is because I personally tried to fix the eating, tried to fix the problem, read so many self-help books, went on to up-teen diets. It was crazy. I even did that, what was that thing that you bloody drunk vinegar with honey? It was like the ridiculous things I went through. Cabbage soup diet, lived on shakes to try and fix which what I've been saying time and time again is the symptom. The food, the alcohol, the drugs, everything, all those things that I mentioned before is the symptom. And And the reasons why these things don't work is because of that. And also, going back to my smoking, well, she is a non-smoker now. Going back to her as an example, because I do randomly help other things, other problems, because I do believe the food is just the symptom, and it really is a cover for something which lies underneath. I specialize in binge eating only because it's my passion. I have lived and suffered through it, so I have this personal connection with the problem. So I hope you're staying with me. So with my client, she wanted to desperately quit smoking. She had been smoking since she was 14, and she's 36 years old. She's tried everything. Literally, you would know when I say everything. People who suffered from binge eating probably would have tried everything. Nothing had worked. Again, because treating the symptom. And when we delved into the problems, like I do with my binge eating client, we actually get to the actual cause that's driving the smoking. Once that was released, and when her authentic side and her learnt side, and the two of them come aligned, the realization after the session, I don't need cigarettes anymore. I just don't want it. And I ask her questions to see how she felt about it. And she even had a cigarette packet on the table, and she was like, no, doesn't appeal to me whatever at all. And then I said, how about replacing it with eating, because a lot of smokers fear of that weight gain. And she went, I just don't get how you would eat if you're not hungry. I certainly don't want to smoke because it just doesn't make sense to me anymore. And that's the thing. What usually happens when you fix the symptom, it doesn't fix what lies underneath. And what usually happens when people quit smoking is that they'll end up eating more. And that's a really typical example how people are worried about quitting smoking. And I know I'm not a smoking expert here. I'm like the binge eating expert. I did smoke for over 2 decades as well, just to let you know. So I do know a lot about the addictions of smoking, but really it all boils down to one thing. When you don't have to compensate for what is lying underneath, then there's no need to overeat when you're not hungry. So that worry about weight gain after quitting smoking is not a worry, because why would you have weight gain if you quit smoking? Would you go and eat instead of a cigarette? It really doesn't make sense. But to the addictive person, it does make sense, because you haven't resolved what's lying underneath. And that's what I keep saying about the binge eating. Whenever I work with clients, that realization that when that pin drops, it's like, it doesn't make sense for me to eat anymore. But even though logically we've had this time and time again, that's why we have affirmations, that's why we do meditation, that's why we do journaling, because consciously we know we shouldn't be eating when we're not hungry. We know we shouldn't be eating when we're feeling emotional, but that's the conscious stuff. That's the conscious stuff. The problem is in the unconscious mind, where your inner wisdom, like I said, is trying to do something for you. And it always has its best intentions. But it's very difficult to go down there. It really is. I did try. That's why I ended up doing what I'm doing, because this is the only thing that worked for me. And bravo, if diets work for you, if you've managed to have therapy for 1 week and woohoo, it's done. But if you're like in a similar situation as I have and had therapy for friggin' years. I'm like practically best mates with my therapist. Still got the bloody problem, but I'm just best mates with them. I'm doing like a million gajillion modalities and still got the problem. Well, it's probably about time to actually say, hey, come on, let's just go down where it really is. Because consciously doing the journaling, the meditation, things like that, they are great, but I do them now after I recovered because they give me the super juice that makes me think better, makes you thrive as a human being. So these things are awesome as almost like, you know, as the polish on the car. I don't know what that come up. So anyway, like I do with all my videos, I'm not here to tell you how to eat, when to eat, you know, how much calories, what macros, what diet or what exercise, what meditation or whatever, because I do believe that every single one of you are smart enough and know what you need to do. That's not my job. My job is to kind of get those cogs working to stimulate your powerful, powerful mind, which I know you all have. Because if you didn't have a powerful mind, you wouldn't have the binge eating, because the binge eating is really something that powerful mind is trying to do to help you. So on that note, I hope you have a wonderful day. And it's Friday. Yay, Friday! Oh, I forgot to say, just in case you haven't met this crazy person here before, I am Mel. And I am a rapid recovery rebel, and I help people rapidly stop years and decades of binge eating or any self-sabotaging behaviors from as little as one powerful session. And I help those who are really fed up of doing the status quo therapy modalities that not help them, so that they can be free with as little effort and enjoy their recovery. So if that's you, you know where to come. You're watching this video. I've got more details on either my bio or my Facebook cover. Or if not, send me a PM, a personal message, and I will be happy to give you any advice that you want. Or you can schedule a free 45-minute screening call, and then I'll tell you a lot more about how you can recover rapidly without the cold turkey effect. So until next time, keep strong. Mwah.